Welcome back to the cabin. I get a lot of questions about clothing continuously, actually, and specifically quite often about my pants, and I think mainly because they're distinct looking. I don't really promote any products. Very rarely do I promote products on this channel. Things are sent to me, but typically I don't talk about them much unless I really like them. So because I'm not brand specific, I'm able to give you, I think, a fairly honest answer. I think I'll start at the top. Tilly, I was a Tilly sort of ambassador. They were sending me whatever I wanted, clothing wise and hat wise, until, I don't know, a couple of years ago. So started off a few years ago. But the only reason they even sent me stuff to begin with is because I was already using their hats, their products. I think probably I bought this one myself, I don't know, 4 years ago. So there's a few reasons I wear this hat and this type of hat specifically. One is that I spend a lot of time on the water in the summer, and what happens is that, of course, back of my neck gets burnt, and black flies, and especially then mosquitoes too, but deer flies, and you're in a boat and they get on you and you haven't noticed and they bite you. Deer flies and horse flies in particular are extremely painful. So I find a wide brimmed hat like this, as you're moving, it shoos the flies away from your neck, and like I said, protects it from sunburn. Also with the full wide brim, it protects all of my face and ears from burning. So obviously that's important. The other thing is that this is a really lightweight material, this one, and it floats. So I'm on the water a lot in the summer. So what I'll do is I'll scoop that right in the water and I'll put it over my head, let the water drip down, and the cooling effect of this water evaporating really keeps my head cool. I overheat really quickly and do not like wearing hats, and didn't really wear hats until recently, until I started spending this much time in the outdoors actually. So this is one of my favorite hats. Now the other good thing is that these are guaranteed for loss. Insured against loss, guaranteed for life. Replaced free if it ever wears out. Floats, ties on, won't shrink, and it's made in Canada. This is different than the one I normally wear in the shoulder seasons, early spring, fall, and in winter. If it's not too cold, I wear that canvas one that's heavily waxed, so that keeps the moisture, keeps rain off my head as well if it's cooler. And on a cool day, even in the summer, I'll wear it if it's raining. So working down, I have my t-shirts that I like to wear. I have my own branded t-shirts, the Cabin Life logo on it. I wear those quite often. But when the bugs start getting worse and it starts getting hotter out, I typically go away from just a t-shirt, cotton t-shirt or merino wool t-shirt, and I go to either long sleeve or short sleeve, but button up shirt, and that's so that I can vent, air it out. It's also loose so that mosquitoes don't bite through it as easily because it moves around on your skin, and a mosquito, of course, with a proboscis and a long nose, penetrates through the material. If the material's tight against your skin, they can then get into the skin as well. But if this material's moving on the skin, they can't bite through. This shirt is unique, and I'm not brand loyal. Got a bunch of different ones, or a few different ones like this. I have very little clothing compared to what I used to have in the past, for one thing. But typically like a Columbia shirt or something, like a fishing shirt. Besides the bug thing, as far as not being able to penetrate as easily, the collars go up, so I'll do that to protect my neck from sun, but also from bugs. The material that this is made of is actually, it's double thickness, so I find this a little warm. Well, I find it a lot warm, and the reason it's a double thickness is because this is the only, I think, clothing made in or available in Canada that is soaked in permethrin to kill the bugs that come in contact, especially ticks. And here, because in Canada we're very cautious with our safety laws, that the outer layer is permethrin soaked, the inner layer is a layer basically to keep the permethrin off your skin in case there's absorption. From all the research I've done, I don't believe that it's a risk, but our Health Canada believes it is. So double layered. Now, that does then help with the bugs as well, so that the bugs can't penetrate the 2 layers plus your skin as easily. I also have a long version of that I'll wear if the bugs are really bad, or if it's coolish, or if I'm out on the water and I don't want my arms burning as well. So that's typical of this time of year. Pants, I can't say as a company, Fjallraven is my favorite company, or that I think the pants are particularly good, like better than anything else that's available out there. I just got onto these a number of years ago and I keep wearing them. This is, I think, the Vita Pro maybe. These are the ones I wear typically at this time of year because it has the stretchy, thinner material on the back of the legs, so it's better for venting, but it also has zippers that vent on the calves and the thighs, and I find that very useful because, again, I really overheat, and I rarely wear shorts anymore because of the bug issue, especially ticks. So I spent, well, not just that actually, I spent so much time in the outdoors and in the forest specifically, not just outdoors like on a beach, and also working, that I find I need protection on my legs. I don't want to be using a chainsaw or an axe or a bow saw or something with bare legs, and I don't want to be walking through thick bush getting scratched and risk the possible infection as well as all the bugs biting me, especially possibility of ticks, although I've never seen a tick up here yet, but I do go other places as well, obviously. So these are the pants I'm wearing most of the time. If not, then I'll wear, again, I've got a couple of Columbia zip-off pants that I can wear that are really light. I can get them wet, which happens a lot, of course, because I'm in the water almost every day in the summer. They can dry out really quickly, but I can also zip off the legs and use them as shorts or a bathing suit to jump in the water if I'm not working or exposed to bugs. For socks, I almost exclusively wear wool socks, merino wool socks, and under those in the winter I'll wear a liner sock as well. It gives me added protection and stops blister forming if I'm wearing loose boots or something that are warmer but bulkier. So thin merino wool socks at this time of year, mainly Darn Tough, but also the Smart Wool. Less Smart Wool now. I've almost gone through all of my old pairs, and I'm really just on Darn Tough socks now because they have a lifetime warranty. They're denser weave, so I find they don't catch on things, they don't move around on my foot as much, and they wick moisture well. And then I can send them back. I have some put aside that have worn out. I do wear them out. I'm going to send them back and see if they honor the warranty. Sounds like they do. They sound like a pretty good company. I think they're in Vermont. So that's almost exclusively what I wear. Right now, though, I've got some lighter nylon type socks on that a subscriber sent my wife and I, that's impregnated with permethrin for tick control. So again, I haven't seen any ticks, but thought I would try these socks out, see how comfortable they are anyway, and they are comfortable. And they probably stop the black flies from crawling up my legs under my pants, so they're effective. Footwear, constant challenge. I can't say that I'm absolutely, satisfied with any footwear that I've purchased over the last 10 years. Merrell is primarily what I do wear in the summer. These are Merrell Moabs. I've had several pairs of these. I find that they're very comfortable. They're very light. They breathe well and they dry out quickly. I just find the durability on all the new shoes are just not there. Like the toes in particular, they're only glued, not stitched, and the glue just comes apart. So one of those things, if they were any more expensive, I probably would just not buy them ever, but I consider them maybe a 1 or 2 year shoe, and I just have to live with that. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to find much better. Now, I did buy a pair of Loa boots for my Alaska trip. I think I bought them in Alaska, actually, last year, and they are bomb-proof. They seem really durable and much better made. Much more expensive though, so I'm not going to say whether they're good or bad until I've had them for another year, but they're for sure better than Merrell. But at double the price, or maybe something like that, then I'm not sure they're worthwhile, but I'm going to find out and I'll let you know. For waterproof boots and for winter, I wear Baffin almost exclusively. Canadian company. The rubber boots are really good. They're like muck boots, sort of a neoprene instead of rubber, and they're durable and they're comfortable and they're fairly light for rubber boots. I'm really happy with those. And then my Baffin winter boots, I think I've got the Control Max, extremely warm, and with the liner that's removable, I can take them out at night, put a different liner in if they're not completely dry in the morning. But either way, can hang them up by a fire or something to dry. So that's my typical footwear. Now I do wear the odd Merrell. I think I've got a pair here somewhere still of a sort of a water shoe that's really open and thin mesh, so really bad for support or for walking in the bush, but really good for drying out quickly on a canoeing day or something. And that's it. Oh, leather gloves. So I get questions all the times about my hands not looking all that rough or beat up. I mean, it's a matter of opinion, I guess, but I wear gloves a lot, and the reason for that is that every time I don't, I seem to pay the price for it. Either not really blisters, my hands are pretty tough, but from work, but little cuts and abrasions and stuff, burns, like constantly. I have cuts and burns right now, but those do have they do get infected, but there's always the risk of infection, but also the injuries are worse. This one axe mark in the back of my hand here was last year at this time when the guys are up for the longhouse. Hit the back of my hand making kindling with an axe and cut that open, and it still looks bad. Doesn't hurt anymore, but it's not quite as functional as it was. So leather glove wouldn't maybe have stopped that entirely, but it definitely would have cushioned that blow and made the cut not as deep. And then there's just abrasion from all the raspberry bushes and all the other things, wooden tool handles that are getting old that have splinters. Handling wood and risk of splinter and infection is pretty high, so I always wear leather gloves. Again, haven't found anything that's bomb-proof, but I don't even think that's possible really, or that's reasonable expectation. So these are just cheap gloves. I probably ordered them from Canadian Tire or Walmart or like Home Depot or something. And if they're cheap enough, then I don't mind wearing them out and buying another pair. I think these were on sale for $12 or $15 or something, and they've been, I don't know, not sure how long I've had them, but they're lasting. And what I do to make them last longer is I put that cream on that I make, the bear grease and the beeswax, and I find that actually extends the life, and I find that makes them more flexible, more supple, and the waterproofing stops water from deteriorating to make them soft while I'm working and then wearing them out quicker. So I find that to be a really useful tip, actually. Other things I wear at this time of year for bugs, if it's really bad, and I've barely even worn bug spray this year. I think what it is, I'm just getting used to bugs, so they don't bother me as much. I don't react to bites or stings, like I don't get I don't get swelling or itching really or anything. And I guess because of that, I don't panic as much. I don't get anxious when they're around me, so I'm finding that bugs are nowhere near the issue they used to be. But if they were really bad, and in the past I've worn just a head net pulled over top, because this mostly keeps the bugs out, the head net over top of my head with the brimmed cap to keep it off my face, I find pretty effective. For rain, I wear, like I said, this, or I'll wear the other hat that's more waterproof. And then I've got a few Gore-Tex items. I've got an old Gore-Tex Arc'teryx raincoat that still does a pretty good job. And then I've got the full camouflage Gore-Tex outfit from Cabela's, pants and top with a hood, jacket with a hood, and that's really good in rain. I find that's pretty much all I need. I've got the like the slick, that wax slick from Outback Supply. and it's good, it's durable, it's great, but I find it very bulky and hot, so I don't usually wear that very often. I think that's it. That's my summer outfit, so I'll let you know if I come across anything else interesting or if I change that what I'm wearing. But I am outside every day, so I wear through things quickly if they're not good, and I rule out the things that I don't wear very often based on how I actually get up in the morning and look at what I have and choose to wear, and then stick with that. So anyway, that's it. So if you have any more questions about my clothing or any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Just comment below, and that's it. I look forward to seeing you at the cabin next time. Take care.